Welcome back to Washington Journal. We're joined now by Representative Gwen Moore, a Democrat of Wisconsin. She sits on the Ways and Means Committee and also is a member of the Progressive Caucus. Congresswoman Moore, welcome to the program.
Oh, thanks for having me.
As I just mentioned, you do sit on the Ways and Means Committee, and you also sit on the Social Security and Work and Welfare subcommittees. As you know, on Tuesday, the House Republicans passed their budget resolution. All Democrats, including yourself, were opposed. The question is, those $2 trillion in cuts to mandatory federal spending, where do you think that that's going to come from?
Well, Mimi, it's really clear from their reconciliation, for their resolution instructions to the committees, that a great deal is going to come out of agriculture, $230 billion. That also seems to be where, SNAP, formerly called food stamps, comes from, and $880 billion out of the Energy and Commerce committees, which presides over Medicaid and also the Inflation Reduction Act energy improvements that were made under the Biden administration. That's where a great deal of the money is going to come from. And people who are concerned are rightfully concerned.
Well, then where should cuts come from, in your opinion? Because most people agree that, current deficit spending is not sustainable. The size of the national debt is not sustainable. So where would you cut in federal spending?
I would cut the wasteful giveaways and tax breaks to people who don't need them. To wealthy corporations, there's a huge loophole in what we call a small business initiative, the 199A provisions that provide a pass-through income to businesses. We have businesses that have gross receipts of $10 million that are, as far as I'm concerned, are unworthy of this particular tax break. Bonus depreciation, I would cut some of the fat from the tax breaks that we're providing, the $4.5 trillion that's being proposed for tax cuts that primarily, not totally, but primarily benefit corporations and the wealthiest individuals in the United States.
Now, Politico reports that some GOP lawmakers are discussing enacting work requirements for Medicaid, closing some of the state loopholes. Would you be in favor of that?
Well, let me just say this, Mimi. Imposing work requirements has never created more work. People who are able to work are happy to work. When people are not working, there is often some really important reason: their own health. They have responsibilities for children, for elderly people. The only purpose for imposing work requirements is to discourage people who would otherwise be eligible from applying. Their whole strategy around work requirements is not to increase work, but to deny people who are eligible of those benefits.
If you'd like to join our conversation with Representative Gwen Moore, a Democrat of Wisconsin, she will be with us until the end of the program at 9 Eastern when the House is scheduled to gavel in. The numbers are 202-748-8001 for Republicans, 202-748-8000 for Democrats, and 202-748-8002 for independents. Congresswoman, I'd like to get your reaction to the Doge, the activities of Elon Musk, what you have seen so far, and where you are on this.
Well, I can tell you that Doge doesn't exist as a statutory department. It doesn't exist, really. There's nobody who's operating within Doge who has been confirmed by the Senate, that has been appointed by anyone. It is this very amorphous group of people headed by, I don't know if it's headed by Elon Musk. They're now denying that he's the head of Doge, but he's sort of calling all the shots. Um, I want people to understand that this is not regular order. This is not normal. This is not constitutional. This is a group of people that are, from my opinion, continuing the insurrection that we saw starting on January 6th, 2021. They have breached not only the halls of Congress, but they're into the Treasury, they're into our military facility data, labor data, Fort Knox. They have breached our government, and it is totally inappropriate. And it is part of what I regard as the continuance of the insurrection. We have an unelected, unconfirmed by the Senate, a naturalized citizen, not even a birthright person in charge of our government, Elon Musk. It is not normal. It is not legal. It is not constitutional.
When you say it's not constitutional, can you elaborate on that?
Well, I mean, President Trump was elected as our 47th president of the United States, and he has completely ceded his power and control, calling the shots to Elon Musk. And not only that, the Congress has ceded its role to the president and to the executive branch. I mean, it is not legal for the president to be doing what he's doing, to impound funds. We're Article 1 of the Constitution, the members of Congress. It is our job to discern whether or not we make cuts or withhold money based on waste, fraud, and abuse. This is not Elon Musk's call. It is not the president's call. And the Impoundment Act of 1974, which is a reaction to, of course, Richard Nixon impounding duly appropriated funds, and it has been affirmed by the United States Supreme Court time and again that the Article 1 functions, the power of the purse resides with the Congress. And so everything that they're doing is unconstitutional.